National correspondent Laura Ingle is live outside the courthouse in Manhattan with the very latest. Laura.
Hey, okay, so we are, in fact, rounding third, as we would like to say, is in terms of the prosecution's case. After 6 weeks and over 30 witnesses called by prosecutors, we are now, in fact, on the very last witness. And as you mentioned, didn't quite get there. It was a short court day today with court ending at 1 p.m. Eastern. So that witness, a Homeland Security special agent, will be back on the stand as a summary witness on Monday. We have been told that that special agent will be about 2 hours maybe, and then there will be a cross-examination led by Tenny Garagos from the defense, and then we will start getting into the defense's case, which is supposed to be pretty short. But let's talk about what happened today. Brendan Paul was the majority of today. He has been branded as Combs' drug mule after his arrest for cocaine possession in March of 2024. He was also a personal assistant to Combs, so really giving us a, behind-the-curtain look of life behind doors. He was granted immunity to testify in this trial, so he was in the clear there. And when he shared that he worked for Combs from 2022 until his arrest in 2024, we heard a lot about drugs. In fact, he testified that as a former college basketball player, his responsibilities included prepping Combs' workout plans. He also testified to Combs' drug use. We heard about it from other witnesses, of course, throughout this long trial, but Paul was frequently the assistant responsible for purchasing the drugs, including cocaine, ecstasy, and ketamine. And he even told jurors that he tried some of these drugs along with Combs to prove his loyalty. Paul also shared that Combs was quite temperamental a lot of the time, firing him on numerous occasions. KK, Combs' chief of staff, would tell him to lay low when that would happen, and then the boss would treat him like nothing had happened just a few days later. So really describing a roller coaster ride of employment. On cross-examination, though, Paul shared that he had mostly good experiences working for Combs, and he says he never saw Jane, Combs' ex-girlfriend, seem hesitant or unwilling to participate in hotel nights. So again, with that final witness that was on the stand today, the prosecution expected to rest their case on Monday. This, of course, is a very big moment in this ongoing trial. The defense said that they expect 2 or maybe only 3 days to present their case before they rest. So we're going to be speeding things along here, Kelly.
Wow, it certainly sounds like it. So, Laura, there were some issues regarding several jurors this week. What was happening along those lines?
Yeah, this is when you hope that everything is going to hold so we can all get through the end of this trial. We had problems with juror number 6. That juror was excused on Monday, replaced with an alternate. Then there was an issue with juror number 7. We're still not clear exactly what that was, but it seems like things are clearing up with that juror. This morning, the judge denied the defense's request to remove that juror. We don't know exactly, again, what they were seeking to remove him for cause, but we do know that there was some information about this closed-door conversation about juror 7 that was allegedly leaked. Judge not happy about that, giving a stern warning to both the prosecution and defense on that, but we continue on with this juror. And also one more thing to note as we round out week 6, that jurors were finally shown some of these hotel night videos, some freak-offs. They were made to wear headphones. You couldn't hear it in the courtroom, but people studying the jurors' faces very closely to see what, if any, reaction they might have. And we might hear more about that next week as the defense gets its turn. Kelly.
Yeah, we'll have to stay tuned. All right, Laura Ingle, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.